So let's talk about the King's coronation. So guys, before we get started, please do press the subscribe button. I would love to reach 1,000 followers this month. I know that is so highly ambitious, but I am optimistic. It's the month of Easter and I'm excited. So please do help me to reach 1,000 followers. So press that subscribe button. So let's get into this, guys. I'm looking at this article here in the Mirror. It's also reported in other places that Meghan Markle and Harry have not confirmed whether or not they're going to attend the King's coronation, despite the fact that the RSVP deadline has passed. I mean, this is just the utmost disrespect, the most superiority complex, the most entitled behavior that I've ever come across. When they confirm that they will come, because of course they will come, it's too tempting for them not to come, as they have no shame. And they'll spin it, oh, he's here for his family and she's here to support her husband. Yeah, they know nothing about support. They know nothing about family. Otherwise, they wouldn't have done what they've done. Don't tell my dirty secrets to the public and then pack £1 million check and then turn up to my birthday party because you're here to support me because you love and care for me. Oh, please. Like that is sacrificial. Like their act of turning up to the coronation is sacrificial. Like they don't get anything out of this. This is their cash card. They get more awards, they get more millions. This is their way, as I've said it before, that in America, America is their audience, okay? That's their target audience. They don't care about the UK. They don't care how they come across in the UK. They don't do programs in the UK. So even though they've got our titles and they represent our royal family, but whatever, they don't care about us. So their audience is America, because they believe, in my view, that America will fall for this sort of propaganda, this PR, this woke compassion, kindness, because Americans are actually very kind and very open-hearted and compassionate. And you only have to see how the country bands together in times of tragedy to see that compassion and that brotherhood. So they're banking on Americans, okay? But Americans are far smarter than they think. So America's where they live, it's their audience. And as I've said previously in other videos, they stand out from the rest of the American elite or American celebrities because of their association with the royal family. So that's why, they want to attend events like the coronation. They want to attend events like the Jubilee, because other American elites cannot attend, unless you're the president of the United States. So it is unique for them, amongst all the other American elites and American public figures and celebrities, that they have an association with the royal family and they can attend royal events. And they're not just a random Duke, Duchess, Viscount, Earl, whatever. He's the king's son. He's the queen's grandson. So he is a senior royal. So therefore, that's where they get their status and their power. And that's where they get this media frenzy from, right? Because were Americans interested in Meghan Markle before the royal family? No. And were Americans interested in Harry when he was half naked in Las Vegas? Yes, they were, before he even married Meghan Markle, as you can see from this Mail Online. And actually, what's interesting here is there's a Meghan Markle lookalike. And, there were articles posting these half-naked pictures of Harry, and apparently he was playing some sort of naked billiards or whatever in Las Vegas, or naked poker or whatever. So there was obviously a media frenzy around Harry before he married Meghan Markle. So what's the common denominator here? Maybe it's the royal family. People, as the Queen used to say, people are fascinated with the position, not the individual. So this isn't about personally Harry. This isn't about personally Meghan Markle. Harry could have married a lamppost, and there still would have been that fanfare, the crowds lining the streets when he got married. It's not particularly about Meghan Markle, although she thinks that she's, amazing and people adore her and whatever. No, okay. And Harry, you're nothing special. It's not about you. It's about the fact that you're Prince Harry and the son of Diana and the grandson of the Queen and the son of the King. Those are positions that anyone can have. It could have been anyone. It's not you. You and Meghan haven't achieved anything in particular or anything that is special or phenomenal in your lifetimes. So, okay. Although I'll give you Invictus Games, I'll give you that. And Centre Bali, I'll give you that. Again, that's Harry, not Meghan. Okay, so nobody cares, Meghan, that you do Duolingo or a mean bolognese sauce. Nobody cares. They want to know what happens behind closed doors in the royal family because it's mysterious, and nobody gets into those circles. And the circle, it's closed doors, so people want to know what happens behind closed doors. This is why they give you guys the paychecks, because you guys are willing to spill that information. No dignity, but there we are. Okay, so I think they are coming. Of course they're coming. Of course they're coming. Why would they not come? Of course they're coming. But I think they're going to confirm that they're coming likely after Harry's court case against the UK government on his security. It's likely to be after that's decided, or after their demands, alleged demands, are listened to. So I personally think that the palace should say sorry, but the date for the RSVP has passed. I think that Charles should just leave it up to courtiers and just be like, oh, sorry, no more RSVPs, the door has closed. When you get onto the website, there's an RSVP website. The RSVP deadline has closed. I think it literally should be that. I think there should be like a phone call automated service that says, please refer to the website, and then they go to the website and it's like, RSVP line has now closed. Because at the end of the day, okay, this is an example of where actions have consequences. And in my opinion, for these two, they have actions with no consequences, and they always have special treatment and special consideration. And I know what's going to happen. He's going to rock up at the coronation with his wife. Like, that's just going to happen. And nobody's going to have a word to say about it. And even if he RSVPs 48 hours before, it's just going to be like, whatever. It's Prince Charles's son. And I think that that's just really unfair. But okay, that's just my view. We all have to be compassionate and forgiving and Christian, or whatever religion you are has values of forgiveness, and so I guess, okay, fine. But why would they want to come? I mean, to be there and see that your children are being snubbed out of certain roles and positions and involvement in the coronation, or that you've been snubbed by like not being on the balcony or whatever. Why would you want to be there and just face that? Like, just if you're in like row number 5, like behind a candle, why would you want to deal with that? It's just, have some integrity in yourself. I know that it's press attention, and I know that you then get to talk about these things. Oh, so and so snapped me, so and so didn't look at me, so and so I tried to speak to my brother and he snubbed me. Like, I get you want that, and it continues your victimization, and then you obviously have more things to talk about. But have some dignity. It's embarrassing, guys. It's so embarrassing. Like, it's almost triggering for me when I see you at these events, because it's just so embarrassing, and I just feel so much shame, like, and dirt, like I need to go in the bath and like wash myself. So I just feel like you guys need to have some dignity and just say, you know what, guys, you do you. I'm here with my family in California, and I'm so happy in my bare feet, and I'm going to celebrate my son's birthday in the garden because that's more important for me. And here you go, Instagram, here's a photo, and I'm just going to get on with it. That's really what I think they should do. And I think that they should release a statement on their Archwell Foundation, not through bloody People magazine, on their Archwell Foundation website, through their spokesman. And they should release a statement congratulating the king, congratulating the queen, and wishing them well, and, saying that he always supports his father, blah, 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 blah. And they should just step away and be silent, because I think silence is so much more powerful. And I think, just releasing a nice statement and stepping back is so much more dignified, and I would have so much respect for them if they didn't come and they released a statement of support, and then they kept Archie's birthday celebration to themselves and released a photo, and that's it. Not through Omid Scobie and People magazine and this spokesman and that spokesman, and you get all these bloody newspapers leaking all these flipping information, and Meghan's this and Harry this, and they sent flowers like this, and they did this, and no, just leave it for the king, leave it for the country, let us enjoy it, and do you, do me. And I'd have so much respect for them. I'd be like, you know what, good for you. So that brings me actually to another person who was invited, who has RSVP'd but has rejected the invitation. That is President Biden. Now, I know I've got a lot of American viewers and I love America. I travel to America so much. I have so much family in America. I've toured America for 4 months. I've gone all over the place, South Dakota, Arizona, New Orleans. Like, I've been everywhere, anywhere, and I absolutely love it. It is a beautiful country and the people are amazing. And it is so vast and so varied and so rich in so many different cultures and so much history. So I think it's great. But guys, what is going on with your president? I mean, I'm just going to go for it. I'm so sorry. If you guys love him, I apologize now. This is just my view. He's a great guy, I'm sure, but you know, he has been invited to the King's coronation and he's refused. He's rejected the invitation, and so he will not be attending. He's confirmed. And in fact, this was in another article. Let me just jump over here. So this was again in the Mirror. So he has confirmed here that he will not be attending the coronation, but that his wife, the lady here, who I believe we have to call Doctor, she is going to attend in his place. And he says, you know, I hope that I get an opportunity to meet Charles in the future. Okay, so fine. I mean, he's RSVP'd and it's very cordial. I get it. But I mean, first of all, what I'll say is I think it's a bit strange that certain public figures need to confirm their RSVP publicly. I don't think that that necessarily needs to be done, or at least that it's leaked. I don't think that needs to be done. I think that causes more problems than anything else. You know, Harry and Meghan are in a different camp, right? Because, you know, they're members of the royal family, obviously. But people that are invited to the ceremony, the other people, I don't think they necessarily need to confirm whether or not they're coming to the public or that it needs to be put in the public, because it creates more problems, as I've said. Like, for example, here, it is also reported that Adele and Ed Sheeran are saying that they're way too busy to perform at King Charles's coronation. And then it basically says blow for King Charles. And there's been other reports like this, basically saying that King Charles has been snubbed. And then now obviously Joe Biden, and now you say that, you know, people are saying that he's snubbing the king. And what you have is people just speculating on rubbish, like, oh, Adele and Ed Sheeran and Joe Biden, they're siding with Harry and Meghan, they're Harry and Meghan supporters, which I believe is just rubbish. Because at the end of the day, if it is true and you're not going to attend because you've got some sort of, you know, circumstantial friendship of convenience with Harry and Meghan, and then you choose not to attend the King's coronation, then that is a shame and that is very immature. We're not in a playground, okay? You know, this is a state event. Joe Biden has a constitutional role, and Adele and Ed Sheeran, I mean, come on now, you're British, and it would have been a service to perform at the King's coronation, which is a once in a lifetime thing, right? And it's a state occasion. It's really significant and really important and really historical for our country and for the Commonwealth. And so for you guys to just snub the king is a bit of a shame, if it is because you're friends with Harry and Meghan, which I think is actually not true. I think is actually nonsense, and they probably are, you know, busy and got stuff to do. But the problem is when, you know, you get all these articles that say, oh, this person's invited, and this person said no, and this person said no, and this person said no. You get all this wild speculation, and it puts a downer, really, on the event, because it makes the event look like it's just mediocre. Oh, look at all these people that just don't want to go. It looks, you know, they've got other things to do. Oh, they're friends with Meghan. Like, it just makes it so, it really does minimize the significance of this event. And to me, as a British person, it's such a shame, because it's like, no. This isn't some sort of concert. This isn't some birthday party. This is actually really, really significant. So I personally think that, you know, we don't need to know in the news who was RSVP'd and who hasn't. Like, just get on with it. I don't know whether there's been so much coverage on previous events like the Jubilee, the Queen's funeral, whatever, about who's coming, who's not coming, who's snubbed, who's not. I don't recall there's been so much press about that. So it is a bit of a shame. But what I will say about Joe Biden is, you know, it is a shame that you're not coming, because our country and your country are obviously allies, and it's an important ally. And I would have thought that would have been a priority for you to come over and support the king and support the country. So it is a bit shame that you're like, oh no, I can't come, but I'm going to send the wife. You know, it is a bit of a shame, particularly if, like, you're only going to be a one-term president. I mean, I don't know if you're going to be a two-term, but if you're only a one-term president, I mean, this is something that's quite historical. And also, you would have been the first American president to attend a monarch's coronation in the UK. So that is a shame, because there wasn't an American president at the Queen's coronation. There wasn't an American president invited, and indeed, royal members of international royal families were not invited. But in King Charles's coronation, he wants to do things a bit more different and a bit more modern, so he is inviting other members of royal families around the world, and obviously he's inviting heads of state. So it is a big shame that Joe Biden didn't take the opportunity to make this historical moment. You know, I've heard somewhere that people were saying, well, if it was Donald Trump, he would have done it. He would have come over and made history. And I know from hearing from him, not personally, but obviously in the press, that he does have an admiration for the royal family. He does respect the royal family. His mum was Scottish, or is Scottish, or was Scottish, has passed away. And so she loved the royal family. She loved the Queen. And he was brought up to have that respect and that admiration for the royal family. So he knows the significance of the royal family internationally, in the Commonwealth, and indeed to our country. So him as the representative of America, I expect he would have come over and showed that respect and made it a priority in his schedule and in his work. Whereas President Biden hasn't. And I've read somewhere that, well, he is part Irish, and he was told, I think, by his mum or his grandmother, you should never bow to the Queen. So maybe he was raised with a different kind of mentality. But that aside, he has a constitutional role. He's the president of the United States. He's invited to international state events, and we are an ally. So he really should have made it a priority, but he hasn't, and he's chosen not to. So, okay. You know, I'm sure the friendship will survive that, but I mean, come on now, man. Fine. I haven't seen, and I don't know whether this is just me, but I haven't seen a reason why he's not coming, like an actual legitimate reason. But okay, you know, fine, I'll forgive you. It's all right. You know, maybe he can't travel because of his age, because of his health. But then, of course, we've seen him in Ukraine, we've seen him around Europe, and who knows? You know, it is what it is, right? But Harry and Meghan, Joe Biden, you know, if Joe Biden's invited to Archie's birthday, then cool. But, you know, it's fine. At the end of the day, you do you, we do we, and we're going to have an amazing time. May is going to be amazing. Like, I don't think people realize how amazing it's going to be. Obviously, people are still reveling over the death of the Queen, and people are upset, you know, talking about Diana and blah, blah. I get it. But at the end of the day, when it happens, when it comes, it is just going to be amazing. The weather is going to be off the chain. London, Windsor is beautiful in the summer. I mean, I say summer, it's going to be spring, obviously, but I think it's going to be quite warm. I mean, a spring coronation. We're going to have a new king. I mean, it's amazing. Like, let's, you know, bring the joy. You know, we all need something to be happy about. There's so much crap going on in the world. There's so much negativity. Every news is negative. Let's just be happy. There's going to be street parties. There's going to be concerts. It's going to be plastered all over the TV. It's going to be merchandise everywhere. We're going to have tourism at its peak. You know, there's going to be multicultural people all over the country celebrating, and everything that unites us, you know, which is our new head of state and our lovely Commonwealth, and we're all just going to join together and celebrate. So I cannot wait. The atmosphere is going to be great. I love a royal celebration around the UK because it just brings everyone together, and the atmosphere is just amazing. So join us, everyone who wants to join us. Join us on TV, on live streams, on YouTube. Join us, come to our country. I know it's expensive and I know people are suffering, but, you know, we only live once, and there's so much rubbish going on. So we might as well just have a blast, isn't it? We only live once. We've got one life to live. So let's just have a blast. So come on, May. Okay, guys, well, take care. Please do not forget to subscribe to my channel. Help me to reach 1,000 followers. Okay, take care, guys. Bye.